Hi, this is Maria Sevilla with Sevilla Bodyworks. This video is the third in my reformer series, my basic series. And you can see I have a long box, or excuse me, a short box on the carriage. I do have it placed a little bit over the shoulder rests because I'm long, so I need a little bit of extra room. But for those of you, you can just put it in that are a little shorter, and you just put it in front of the shoulder rest. So I'm gonna put mine back here for now. And then I have all the springs loaded up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little strap here at the bottom and put my feet up underneath it. So we're gonna go into a little short box ab series here. You wanna make sure that your sits bones are sitting right at the front of the box so that you can have that mobility to tuck your pelvis and straighten your legs and get that strap working for you. So the first thing I'm gonna do is have my arms in a genie position and sit nice and tall. If you have a hoop or a ball or something else you want to hold on to, you can definitely do that here, but just for now, if you don't have any props, you can just do genie arms. So genie arms, I like to think about staying active through my arms, and that means I'm going to push and pull. So when I bring those arms together, I'm going to push both my hands into the forearms, I'm going to wrap around, and I'm going to pull apart gently. And this helps to engage my abdominals and help me sit tall, and that's really important if you're going to take this stance. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sit tall, take an inhale through the nose, and then exhale, I'm going to tuck my tailbone. So the key about working on the short box is as I tuck my tailbone, I have to straighten my legs, and I'm pushing against the frame. I'm going to adjust my positioning so I can get up onto the straps, and then I'm going to come back, scooping my abs up and inward. Taking an inhale, exhale, I'm going to tuck my chin towards my pelvis bone, and then I'm going to slowly feel that stretch through the low back and then come all the way up. So I feel like that's a little narrow for my feet, so I'm going to broaden and widen up a little bit here. And again, sitting tall, exhale, tucking the tailbone. Allow the pelvis to rotate on the thighs, drawing the abs up and inward, straightening the legs a little bit, coming into that nice scooped position. Taking your inhale, exhale, pull the belly into the spine as you draw your nose towards your pelvis bone, feeling that stretch, and then coming all the way back up. So I'm going to do this a few more times. Exhaling, and you can see I'm taking it slow because I want to make sure that I'm feeling my pelvis rotate first, and then drawing my belly in, looking downward, and then exhale. Feeling that stretch through the back, and then coming all the way back up. So I think I said two more, but I might do two more again. Exhale, going back, straightening those legs, pulling up on that strap, and then coming back up. So I think I have one more in me. Taking an inhale, and then exhale. And then gently coming forward, and then all the way back up. So now that we're going to take this into a rotation, so still with the genie arms, feet still underneath the straps, I'm going to curl back now. I'm going to find that same position that I was in, and then I'm going to rotate. And I like to think about dipping my elbow down and then pulling it back up to come to center, and then to the other side, and then up and back to center. Down and up, and then down and up. I don't know, it's kind of like that same motion you would do if you were kayaking with the oars. And one more each side. It's a little rotational piece to get into those obliques, and then come back forward, push and pull here, tuck your chin, and then come all the way back up. So I'm telling you, if you do that well, you don't need to do a whole lot of them. You can really feel it in your abdominals. So then we're going to go forward into the next little short box series here, which is called Climb a Tree. I like this because it's a wonderful stretch on the hamstrings. You're still going to work those abdominals. You're still going to be articulating the spine. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to hold behind the knee. It's really important to get up on top of those sits bones here, still sitting on that edge because I am going to be rolling back. I'm going to hold behind the knee, and I just hug it gently into my chest. I don't want to pull it too tight. I want to feel like I have some room here to move. And then I'm just going to straighten my leg up and down 3 times. So straightening your leg is getting that hamstring stretch for you, so you want to make sure that you have that mobility. You don't have to straighten all the way if you feel like you're getting to an edge, just to where you feel that you have that flexibility in your hamstrings fine. So I said 3, but I'm doing a little bit more. And then you're going to pause here, and then you're going to point and flex the foot 3 times. So stretching that whole back line. And then you're going to point, hold that point, and you're going to climb up the leg, and you're going to draw it a little bit closer to your chest. And then you're slowly going to walk yourself down. As I'm walking myself down, I'm straightening my opposite leg. I'm using that strap, and then I'm going to slowly open my chest and then take my head back. So for most people, this is plenty. You don't need to go further. Traditionally, in this particular exercise, we would open all the way back and let the head hang here like this. Now, I'm just going to mention that that's not great for the neck, but some people do have that mobility through their spine and they like to do that, and that's an option for you. Please just do the first one first and see how that feels. Then you're going to start to climb back up. I'm already climbing back up. And then once I get here, I'm going to grab the inside of my foot and I'm going to come up and then really open my chest and get that lovely stretch through the back. Let's try that again. So bending and sitting up tall. Okay? And that's 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and then it's 3 point and flex, 2, and 3 point. Climb up the leg, get a little bit more stretch, and then slowly walk down. The reason why it's called climb a tree, because it's like you're climbing down a tree, and then you're gonna go down, open if you feel like it, or just stay here looking up at my foot, keeping my chin tucked, and then slowly coming back up that tree. And then as you come up, using your abdominals as you're lifting, and then as you come up, you have to straighten up that spine and that back. So here we are, I'm as close as I can be, and then I'm going to take my hand to the inside of my foot. I'm going to grab the handle on the outside, and I'm going to open up for a stretch here. And again, I want to try to get as tall as I can, and then I'm going to bring it all the way back in and then down. So I did 2 on that side, I'll do 2 on the other side. So that was my right leg. I've been doing a lot of hiking and walking lately, so my hamstrings, I've just been noticing, are really tight lately. So these feel good. I just love to do them. They help to open up that back line very nicely. And then point and flex 3 times. And then point and then slowly climb up, get a little extra stretch, open that chest, drive that sits bone down, and then you're going to slowly start to walk down. So this is all about staying in control through the abdominals, and then as I go down, I'm just going to hold just below the knee there, and then I'm going to open. I like to take it back a little bit. It feels good for me, but it's not for everyone. And then I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to pull myself back up, and then I'm going to come up. I'm going to go for a little extra stretch, opening up the chest, and then I'm going to bend it back in for a second round. Here we go. And 2. And I notice on Pilates, things are often done in 3s. Everything is 1, 2, 3, and then you move on to the next phase of the exercise, and then climbing down. And then opening if that's for you. And I have the strap here, so it's helping to support me, and then climbing back up. And then I'm just gonna sit up nice and tall again, and then take my hand to the inside. Other hand goes here. Get right up there and open all the way out. Not everybody's that flexible. It's totally okay if you need to bend the knee and open here or wherever you're at. It doesn't have to be quite as extreme if that's not available to you. Okay. Woo, that feels good. So I feel really long through my hamstrings now. I'm gonna stay with the short box series, and I'm gonna roll over onto the side. So I'm gonna roll over onto my right hip, and I have the headrest down here because my box is over the shoulder rest, but you could also do it with the headrest slightly up if your arm isn't long enough to reach. So this series can be a little bit tricky. I like to teach it a lot because I really enjoy doing the side ups. So I have a couple cheats that I give clients to do so they can get stronger. One of the things that's really important is to make sure that you can disengage your foot from the base of the reformer. So you want your foot resting on the reformer. You want it to be kind of up and pushing on that strap. And as I'm pushing on that strap, I'm also lengthening away. So that's really important. And then I'm going to take my hand to the shoulder rest, or excuse me, this is the headrest. And then I have a little bit of help here, and I'm trying to find this nice straight line. So once I feel like I have a straight line, I don't have a mirror in front of me, but I feel like I'm straight, I'm just going to bring my arm over. So this is supporting me, but not completely. I'm still working that underside. I'm going to bring my arm over, and I'm looking for this nice long line here. So this can feel really good, and then I'm going to just bring it down. And then I'm going to take it up and open and bring it down. So I already feel my abs engaging. So you can stay here and just continue to practice this and try less weight on the lower arm because you're taking a little bit more weight off, so you're going to hold yourself there. But then if you're ready, feel like you're strong enough, you're going to bring your arm down. You're going to take this off the headrest, and you're going to bring it around to the side. And then I'm just going to go out a little bit more and then up. And it's very important to keep this hip nice and stable and not to be moving the hip up and down and up and down. There's a couple different arm positions. You can take your arms to the side or you can take them out, but we'll just stay here for now. So this is my basics. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this position. So I'm going to see if I can hold it, creating length for my waist and my hip. And then I'm going to slowly come back over with that arm, bring it to the frame, and then give myself a nice little stretch here, which feels really good. I'm supporting myself through the frame. I'm still up on the strap here. And then just getting that full body stretch. To take myself back, I'm just going to take my hand to that headrest. I'm going to bring myself around and then help myself up. Okay, so we're going to do the other side there. Oof. Okay, the great thing about those is even though you're working, it's, waist cincher and you're working your obliques, you totally feel your glutes because you have to push up and out on that strap the whole time. So the glutes are really stabilizing that body position for you. So if you're wondering, why does my butt hurt if that's what? So we're gonna push up on this strap again, make sure I can disengage. I'm over, so you can see my top leg is long, my bottom leg is wrapped forward. And then I'm out over the edge, so I'm kind of hanging out over there. Adjust my foot a little bit there. Okay, so the first thing I do is I take my hand down here to support, and then I just lift and lower this arm so I can start to feel that long line. Just like that. Oh, this feels great. And then when I'm ready, so when you're ready, so it's really important to pay attention to how you're feeling, take that arm off, bring this arm down. So now my left arm's wrapped around my waist, my right arm is reaching, and I'm not shoving it down, I'm just staying nice and open through my chest, and then I'm ready for my side-ups. And you can see I'm keeping this completely still, I'm not even moving it. This side feels a lot stronger to me, so I feel like I can do more, but I'm gonna try to do the same amount. I didn't count, so who knows how many that was. Let's just do 2 more, 2 and 1. And then that arm comes up, and then it goes over, and I'm gonna give myself a nice little stretch here. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come all the way up, and I'm gonna support myself here. Okay, so if that second piece where you grab your waist and reach your arm is too much for you, again, just keep your hand on the headrest and keep doing the arm reaches, and just continue to inch yourself off of the headrest more and more until you feel like you're ready to move into that position. They can be challenging, but well worth practicing. All right, so now I'm gonna move into dolphin. So this is unique in that the foot bar is completely disengaged, so the locks are not in at all. And it's kind of awkward to get into when you're by yourself. I usually always help my clients. I'm working with them one-on-one. So I've kind of, this is sort of, it looks a little awkward, but this is the best way to get into it. So I'm gonna let the foot bar come up against my thighs, and I'm gonna bring my hips to the front edge, and then I'm gonna take myself over, and then from here I can feel the bar against the back of my thighs. So I'm gonna kind of sort of inch it out. So I'm doing a little inchworm here. And then I want to make sure I'm up against the edge as much as possible. So this is one of those exercises it's a McKenzie exercise that's really monitor how you feel. It's all about back extension and strengthening your back. It looks fancy, but it's not necessarily all that difficult for most people. So just monitor how you feel and make sure that if it does hurt, just go back and sit back in a child's pose. And so, okay, hips are up against the front edge. And then I'm going to take my hands to the side. So I have the foot bar up against the back of my calves, and I'm pushing up against it. My glutes are engaged. So I'm completely supported here, and my hands are by my side. I'm going to dive through my head. So my chin's gonna tuck, my head's gonna go down, and I'm gonna go down into this dive. And then I'm going to lift my chin, just so I can see the edge there first. You don't have to lift it much further than that. And then you're gonna come all the way up, and I'm still looking here. And then I'm gonna tuck my chin, and I'm gonna dive down, and I can see that I need to vacuum underneath my reformer. We'll make a note of that. And then up, and then dive down, and lift and come up. So I'm gonna do 2 more. Dive down, and lift, and come up. And last one, dive down and lift and come up. So I'm going to take my hands here to support myself so I can explain the next position we're going to do. All right, so if that felt good and you're ready for more, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take that long arm position, or the long body position, and instead of the arms being by our sides, we're going to take them out here, and this is called airplane. So you're going to reach your right arm by your ear and your left arm back, and then you're going to move out to the side and then switch. And I'm inhaling as I lift, exhaling to come back to center, inhaling as I lift, exhale, come back to center, and then rest. Whew. So the best thing to do is just disengage the bar, bring the knees down, take a little stretch. So release the back, pull into the belly, into the spine, and then just kind of help yourself out of here. Oof. Okay, so we're gonna finish this off with a little stretch and a long body position at the end of the reformer. So I had all of this loaded. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but you have to load the springs completely in order to do the short box series. So I'm going to take all the springs off now, except for a light blue. So I'm going to take a wide position here. This is kind of like just a assisted down dog. And hands to the edge of the reformer. I'm just going to leave the box there. I don't need it. But I'm going to push out. And as I push out, I'm going to lengthen my tailbone up to the ceiling and just open everything up. This feels really good. It's a nice little back opener, kind of a release of any tension that you might have gotten from doing those extensions. And dolphin, and then you're just gonna round to come up. And then the tailbone goes up, and then you press yourself out. Opening the shoulders, feeling that lovely stretch through the body, and then just gently round to come up. I have a soft bend in my knees because I don't really any strain in the back body right now. I just want to let everything kind of go and relax. And I'm going to do one more. So then I'm going to take this into the saw. So the saw looks like this. You're going to take one hand to the end. So my right hand's at the left end. And depending on how your shoulder feels, you can flip the palm inward or outward. So I'm going to push and do that same thing, and I'm going to open here. Now I can't quite see if my hips are balanced, so sometimes I use my other hand to check and make sure that my hips are square. And then I'm just gonna circle it around. Kind of like a windmill. And then go back and circle it around. And then one more time. And circle around. So I'm gonna do the other side. Going this way, and then opening. Again, giving myself a mental check and then a manual check on my pelvis. Bring that arm up, and then coming down. It's totally normal when you do this to not feel even. We don't live life symmetrically. So that's why we do Pilates, because we're trying to get closer to a balanced body. And then last one. And then come back. And then I like to come back to that first piece, that first one, just to integrate back through the center. So when we work unilaterally, I like to come back to a bilateral position. To even things out, I'll do 2 more of these. And then this last one, just to finish it off, I'm going to go out. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to slowly come in because now I'm going to roll myself all the way up. So I think ragdoll first, and then I gently come all the way up standing. All right, that completes our 3rd piece in our Reformer Basics series. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe, and please feel free to email me with any comments or suggestions for future videos. All right, thanks.